Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Where we uncover the hidden secrets and true values of coins that most people overlook. Today I am bringing you something very exciting, something that has thrilled collectors across America and around the world. We are diving deep into the rare and fascinating United States of America 1999 Connecticut State Quarter. You may think it is just a simple quarter in your pocket, but wait until you hear about its uniqueness, its rarity, and the money it can bring to your collection. This is not a video you want to skip, so stay with me until the end because I will reveal its actual value in words and give you tips that might just help you find one of these treasures for yourself. The Connecticut State Quarter was the last coin of the very first year of the U.S. State Quarters program, launched in 1999. That fact alone already makes it special. It represents the state's pride, history, and heritage through its iconic design. On the reverse side, you'll see the magnificent charter oak tree, a symbol that has stood tall in Connecticut history for centuries. The design is intricate, detailed, and full of character, making it one of the most loved state quarters ever produced. Just imagine holding a little piece of American history in your hand that also stands for strength and independence. Now, what makes the 1999 Connecticut Quarter so rare and desirable among collectors is not only its age but also its condition and unique minting errors. Millions of these coins were made, but most of them circulated heavily in everyday use. They went from hand to hand, store to store, vending machines, and cash registers. Because of this, finding one today that is in brilliant uncirculated or proof condition is much harder than you think. Collectors go crazy for coins that survived in pristine shape because the fewer there are, the more valuable they become, and then comes the exciting part, the minting errors. Some of the Connecticut quarters came out with striking errors such as double die outbursts, off-center strikes, and even unusual metal anomalies that make them stand apart from regular ones. These errors are not flaws in the eyes of collectors. They are golden tickets. They transform a simple quarter into a one-of-a-kind masterpiece that buyers in coin shows, online auctions, and collector fairs are willing to pay serious money for. Just imagine pulling a coin like that from an old coin jar or inherited collection. It would feel like winning the lottery. For collectors watching this, here's a big tip. Always check the details carefully. Look at the lettering, look at the branches of the charter oak, and study the edges of the coin. Sometimes what looks like a tiny blur or a misprint can actually be a mint error worth thousands. Use a magnifying glass in good light when you examine your coins because many of these small details are easily missed by the untrained eye. Collectors who spot these early often end up with the biggest rewards. Another important tip is to keep your coins in protective holders. Condition matters more than anything. A rare error coin with scratches or damage loses much of its value, but one kept safely with luster shining bright can sell for staggering amounts in the market. Now let's come to the moment you've been waiting for, the actual market value. A regular circulated 1999 Connecticut quarter might only be worth face value in daily use, but if you find one in mint state condition, collectors are paying in the hundreds. And here's the thrilling part, when it comes to rare error versions, the price has gone sky high. In auctions across the United States, from New York to California, error examples of this quarter have been sold for as much as $15,000. Yes, $15,000 for a single quarter. That is not just a coin, that is a small fortune hiding in plain sight. So, next time you come across a Connecticut State Quarter, don't dismiss it as just another piece of change. Look closely, study it carefully, and remember the story of the charter oak and the uniqueness of the 1999 series. You might just be holding on to something that collectors all over the world are searching for. These coins are in high demand, they are climbing in value every year, and if you were lucky enough to have one of those rare error pieces, you were sitting on a true treasure chest. To all the collectors and coin hunters watching, keep your eyes sharp and your passion alive. The thrill of the hunt is what makes this hobby so exciting. You never know when the next coin you find will turn out to be the jackpot. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare and valuable 1999 Connecticut State Quarter. If you love discovering hidden treasures like this, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and hit that bell so you never miss another exciting journey into the world of rare coins. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your coin searches bring you amazing finds. Coin number 2. We are diving into one of the most fascinating and collectible coins from the state quarter program, the 2002 Louisiana quarter. At first glance, it might look like just another state quarter that passed through countless hands, but do not let its simple look fool you. This coin carries uniqueness, it carries history, and if you are lucky enough to own the right one, it carries serious value in today's collector's market. Stay with me until the very end because I am going to reveal exactly how much this coin can be worth in words, and you will be amazed at what this little piece of change can bring. The Louisiana State Quarter was issued in 2002 as part of the U.S. Mint's ambitious State Quarters program, one of the most successful coin series ever released in America. Louisiana's design is special because it celebrates both history and culture. On the reverse, you'll see the famous outline of the Louisiana Purchase Territory, a trumpet symbolizing the birthplace of jazz, and of course the pelican, the official state bird. All of this packed into a single quarter makes it a true masterpiece for anyone who loves history, art, and coins, but what makes this coin truly thrilling for collectors is not just the design, it's the rarity in certain conditions. Millions of Louisiana quarters were minted for circulation, which means the majority ended up in pockets, wallets, and change jars. They were used in vending machines, at gas stations, and grocery stores, losing their shine and detail over time. This makes finding one today in pristine, uncirculated condition much harder than people realize. A coin that has survived all these years with its original luster and no scratches is a prize every collector would be proud to have, and then we get to the most exciting part, the errors. Yes, some Louisiana quarters came out of the mint with rare mistakes, and those are the ones that make collectors' hearts race. There are examples of double die errors where the lettering or design looks doubled, off-center strikes that show the design shifted, and even planchet errors where the coin was struck on the wrong type of metal. These error coins are not just small oddities, they are treasures. Collectors pay high amounts for them because they are truly one of a kind, and every error coin tells a unique story that no other coin can match. Now let me give you some important tips if you are a collector or someone who just wants to know if the Louisiana quarter in their possession is valuable. First, always check the details under good light and preferably with a magnifying glass. Look closely at the words Louisiana Purchase and at the trumpet design. If you see anything that looks unusual like doubling, stretching, or a blurry strike, you may have discovered a valuable error. Second, take care of the coin's condition. Put it in a protective holder or coin flip because scratches and dirt reduce its appeal. And finally, if you think you have a rare example, get it graded by a professional grading service. A coin sealed in a certified holder with a high grade can multiply in value instantly and attract serious buyers at auctions. Collectors across the United States have been chasing these Louisiana quarters not only because of their cultural design but also because of their rising demand in the coin market. At coin shows in places like Chicago, New Orleans, and even online auctions on popular platforms, these coins in mint state condition are selling at impressive numbers. And when you throw in the factor of an error coin, the competition among collectors becomes fierce, driving the prices even higher. So here comes the part you have been waiting for, the original market value. A regular circulated Louisiana quarter may only be worth 25 cents in your pocket, but a coin in brilliant uncirculated condition has been known to sell for several $100s. And the rare error examples, the ones that turn collectors into bidders at auctions, have reached as high as $10,000 in sales. Yes, $10,000 for a Louisiana state quarter that most people overlook as pocket change. Think about it, a coin minted in 2002, barely 2 decades old, has already become a collector's treasure and continues to rise in demand. That is the beauty of coin collecting, you never know which piece of change in your hand could be hiding a story and a fortune. So next time you come across a Louisiana quarter, don't just toss it aside, study it carefully, keep it safe, and who knows, you might be holding one of the rarest and most valuable state quarters out there. Thank you for staying with me through this exciting journey into the 2002 Louisiana State Quarter. If you enjoyed learning about its history, design, rarity, and incredible value, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another thrilling coin story. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and may your coin finds bring you amazing surprises. Coin number 3. Where every coin tells a powerful story and sometimes even hides an incredible surprise. Today we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating coins from the United States State Quarter program, the 2003 Alabama Quarter. This coin is not just an ordinary piece of change you find in your pocket, it is a coin full of history, symbolism, and for those lucky enough to have the right one, it can be worth a serious amount of money. So do not miss a single moment of this video because I am going to take you through its design, its rarity, its errors, and finally I will reveal its real market value in words that may shock you. The Alabama State Quarter was released in 2003 and it proudly honors Helen Keller, the first deaf and blind person to earn a college degree and a true symbol of determination and strength. She is shown seated with her name in both English and in Braille, making this the very first coin in United States history to feature Braille writing. That alone makes it historic and incredibly special for collectors. Along with Helen Keller, the coin features sprigs of magnolia blossoms on either side and the state motto Spirit of Courage, which ties the entire design together beautifully. This is not just a coin, it is a tribute to courage, education, and human spirit. Now let's talk about rarity. Millions of these coins were minted for everyday use, but most of them were spent in stores, gas stations, and vending machines. They circulated heavily and quickly lost their shine. Finding a 2003 Alabama quarter in perfect uncirculated condition today is far more difficult than many imagine. Collectors are always on the hunt for pristine examples because the fewer there are in top condition, the higher the demand becomes. It is the difference between owning a simple quarter and holding a piece of American history that shines as if it just left the mint. The real thrill for collectors comes when we start looking at the error coins. Some Alabama quarters have been found with dramatic minting mistakes such as double die strikes where the lettering or parts of Helen Keller's portrait appear doubled, or off-center strikes where the whole design is slightly shifted, giving it a unique and unusual look. There have even been cases where planchet errors occurred, meaning the coin was struck on an improper blank. These types of errors are incredibly valuable because no two are alike. Each error coin is literally one of a kind, and collectors will pay a premium to own something so rare and so unusual. For all of you collectors watching, here are some important tips. Always examine your quarters carefully, especially the Alabama issue. Pay close attention to the Braille lettering, the details in the magnolia blossoms, and the edges of the coin. Even a slight doubling or misalignment can transform your coin into a rare treasure. Use a magnifying glass, good lighting, and handle the coin carefully. If you believe you have something special, send it to a grading company for certification. A coin sealed with a high grade is trusted in the market and often fetches far higher prices at auctions and coin shows. And remember, always store your coins in protective cases so they stay safe from scratches and tarnish. Condition is king in the world of collecting. Collectors across America have shown enormous interest in the Alabama quarter not only because of its unique design but also because it was one of the very first coins to break barriers by including Braille. At auctions in places like Dallas, New York, and even online platforms, these coins in top condition and especially those with rare errors have been creating real excitement. The demand is high, and every year more and more people are chasing after these quarters, which makes them a hot item in the numismatic market. Now let's get to the part you have been waiting for, the original market value. A regular circulated 2003 Alabama quarter may only be worth 25 cents in your change, but a brilliant uncirculated example can bring several $100s depending on its grade. And here is the amazing part, rare error versions of the Alabama quarter have sold in auctions for as much as $12,000. Yes, $12,000 for a single state quarter that many people still think of as pocket change, so the next time you come across an Alabama state quarter, do not overlook it. Hold it up, study the details, and remember the history behind it. You could be holding not only a coin that honors a true American hero but also a coin that has the power to transform a simple find into a valuable prize. This is the thrill of coin collecting. You never know when the next coin in your hand will turn out to be a treasure. Thank you so much for joining me in today's exciting journey into the story of the 2003 Alabama State Quarter. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another amazing story from the world of coins. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and may your next coin discovery be the jackpot you have been waiting for. Coin number 4. Where we unlock the secrets hidden in coins that most people overlook every single day. Today's journey is going to be thrilling because we are diving into one of the most famous and most talked about coins in the United States State Quarter program, the 2005 Kansas Quarter. At first sight, it may look like just another ordinary piece of change, but do not be fooled. This coin has a story, it has uniqueness, and for those lucky enough to find the right one, it has value that will truly surprise you. So don't miss a single detail because I will take you through everything that makes this coin rare and valuable, and in the end I will reveal its actual market value in words that will leave you amazed. The Kansas State Quarter was released in 2005 to celebrate the state's history, culture, and heritage. On the reverse design, you will see a majestic American bison, also known as the buffalo, standing proudly in a Kansas field, along with the sunflower, which is the state's official flower. It is a design that speaks of nature, strength, and beauty, and it quickly became one of the most recognized state quarters in the entire program. But as simple as it may look, this quarter hides some incredible surprises that every collector dreams of finding. Now let's talk about the rarity. Millions of Kansas quarters were struck, but like most state quarters, they circulated heavily in pockets, wallets, and cash registers across America. They were spent in gas stations, grocery stores, and vending machines, which means most of them suffered scratches, dirt, and wear. That makes finding one today in pristine, uncirculated condition much harder than it sounds. Collectors always chase coins that remain bright, sharp, and untouched because those are the ones that truly carry the most value in the marketplace, but here's where the Kansas quarter becomes legendary. Some of these 2005 coins came out with mint errors that make them extremely rare and highly valuable. One of the most famous and beloved errors is the so-called "In God We Trust" coin. On some Kansas quarters, the T in the word trust on the motto, "In God We Trust," is missing due to grease-filled dyes at the mint. This simple error turned the phrase into "In God We Trust," and collectors across the nation went wild trying to get their hands on one. Because it is funny, unique, and rare, this error coin has become one of the most desirable coins in the entire state quarter program. There are also other varieties of errors on the Kansas quarter, such as double die strikes where the lettering or images look doubled, off-center strikes where the design shifts away from the center, and planchet flaws where the coin was struck on imperfect blanks. Each of these errors makes the coin even more special because no two are exactly alike. Collectors love these kinds of oddities because they tell a story of how a little accident at the mint created something that could now be worth thousands. If you are a collector or someone who has just discovered a Kansas quarter in your change, let me give you some important tips. Always take the time to examine the motto, "In God We Trust," closely. Look at the letters and see if the T is missing or faded. Also, check for doubling around the lettering and details of the buffalo and sunflower. Use a magnifying glass and bright light because sometimes these details are easy to miss. And if you believe you have found something special, protect it right away in a coin holder so it does not get scratched or damaged. Condition is everything in this hobby, and the better the condition, the higher the price you can get at auction. Collectors across the United States have been chasing the Kansas quarter for years, especially the "In God We Trust" error version. At coin shows in cities like Denver, Chicago, and Dallas, these coins create real excitement. Online auction platforms also see intense bidding wars when one of these coins appears, because demand is strong and more collectors are entering the hobby every day. This coin is not only a conversation piece, it is a hot item that continues to grow in popularity and value, and now the moment you have been waiting for, the real market value. A regular circulated Kansas quarter may still only be worth 25 cents, but if you find one in mint state condition, collectors have been paying up to a few $100s depending on grade. And here is the big reveal: rare error examples like the famous "In God We Trust" Kansas quarter have sold at auctions for as much as $5,000. Yes, $5,000 for a single quarter that most people still spend as loose change, so the next time you come across a 2005 Kansas quarter, do not overlook it. Take a close look, study the details, and remember that what seems like a simple coin could actually be a hidden treasure. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. You never know when a small discovery could turn into something extraordinary. Thank you for watching and joining me in this exciting journey into the story of the 2005 Kansas State Quarter. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another amazing story about rare and valuable coins. Until next time, my friends, keep searching, keep collecting, and may your next coin find bring you incredible surprises. Coin number 5. Where every coin tells a hidden story and sometimes reveals a treasure you never expected. Today we are going to explore a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors across the United States and even around the world, the 2020 National Park Quarter. At first glance, you might think it is just another modern quarter, fresh and shiny, but don't be mistaken. This coin carries uniqueness, fascinating details, and a level of rarity that makes it highly desirable. Stay with me until the very end because I will reveal its actual market value in words, and I promise you it will leave you surprised and excited. The 2020 National Park Quarter was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a continuation of the tradition that began with the State Quarters program. This particular issue honors the National Park of American Samoa, and its design has captured huge attention from the coin community. On the reverse side, you see an extraordinary image of a Samoan fruit bat mother cradling her pup. It is a powerful and unique design because it connects directly to nature and conservation, showing a side of America's wildlife that is rarely seen on coins. The level of detail in the bat's wings and the emotional image of mother and baby makes this coin stand out instantly from every other quarter in circulation. Now let us talk about why this coin has become so sought after by collectors. Even though millions were produced in 2020, most of them were used in everyday transactions, tossed into pockets, and rattled around in cash registers. This constant circulation caused scratches, dullness, and wear. Finding a pristine, uncirculated 2020 National Park Quarter is much harder than most people realize. Collectors crave coins in mint state condition because they shine with original luster and carry sharp details that separate them from the rest. The fewer there are in this top quality, the more valuable they become to serious buyers, but what really brings the thrill is the discovery of error coins. Some of the 2020 National Park Quarters were struck with mistakes that make them incredibly rare. There are examples of double die errors where the lettering appears doubled, giving the coin a shadow-like look. There have also been off-center strikes where the bat design is slightly shifted, and even die breaks that leave unusual marks across the coin's surface. These errors transform a regular quarter into a collector's treasure, because every error coin is unique and no two are exactly the same. Imagine finding one of these error coins in your pocket change, it would feel like striking gold. For collectors, here are a few important tips. Always examine your 2020 National Park Quarters carefully, especially the fine details in the bat's wings, the lettering around the design, and the motto, "In God We Trust." Any doubling, blurring, or unusual marks can signal that you are holding something very special. Make sure to handle the coin carefully and keep it in a protective holder if you believe it is valuable. Even the tiniest scratch can reduce its worth, so protection is key. And if you feel confident that you have an error or a pristine coin, consider sending it for professional grading. Coins sealed with high grades are trusted more in the market and often sell for far higher prices at auctions. Collectors across the country have been competing for these coins. From local coin shows in cities like Atlanta and Chicago to major online auction platforms, the 2020 National Park Quarter has been selling fast whenever rare examples appear. The bat design alone makes it memorable, but when combined with rarity, condition, or errors, it becomes a must-have for serious collectors. The demand continues to grow, which means the value of this coin is only expected to climb higher as the years pass. Now it is time for the part you have been waiting for, the real market value. A regular circulated 2020 National Park Quarter may still only be worth 25 cents in your pocket, but a brilliant uncirculated example can sell for several $100s depending on the grade. And here is the thrilling part, rare error versions of this quarter have sold at auctions for as much as $7,000. Yes, $7,000 for a quarter from 2020 that many people still think of as ordinary pocket change, so the next time you find a 2020 National Park Quarter, do not ignore it. Hold it carefully, study its details, and remember that what looks like just a coin could actually be a hidden fortune. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. You never know when the next coin in your hand might be the jackpot that changes everything. Thank you for joining me today on this exciting journey into the story of the 2020 National Park Quarter. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more incredible stories about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next discovery. Until next time, my friends, keep searching, keep collecting, and may your next coin find be the treasure of a lifetime.